20 minutes, change clothes. I had a meal before the label. Just as long as they know.
What is up, guys? SlumpTV here on Sports Fan Entertainment, bringing you guys another installment of my top 5 players of all time series. Today we will be looking at the tight end position. Now, I know that there are going to be some arguments in the comments, especially from you NFC East fans. Man, listen here. Just because a player played on your team and he was arguably the best player at that position on your team does not mean he deserves to crack the top 5 spot on anybody's list, okay? You guys are just insane. I don't want any comments talking about Jason Witten is a top 5 tight end of all time. That man has never been the best tight end in a single season in his position group at all. I don't recall a year where he dominated and was labeled as the best tight end for the year. Come on now. We gotta be realistic here, okay? Last video, there were a ton of people talking about Brian Dawkins being a top 5 safety. No, okay? No, I'm sorry. I love Brian Dawkins. He's my favorite safety of all time, but he didn't deserve to be make my list, okay? I'm making this list based off what they were able to do on the field. Jason Witten hasn't been able to produce that much. We've seen tight ends just come in right now and put up better numbers than Jason Witten. Okay? So yeah, guys, with that being said, with that rant over with, let's get on to the video. Make sure to leave your list down below in the comment section. And I pray that Jason Witten isn't on many of your guys. At number 5, I have Winslow. Not the scrub that we were watching in this decade, in this era, but I'm talking about Winslow Sr., okay? Winslow and Ozzie Newsome came into the league at the same time, and unfortunately, Ozzie Newsome did not make the cut on this list. I'll go into detail on that later on, but listen, Winslow was the 13th overall selection in the 1979 NFL draft, so automatically this man had a ton of things he had to prove. He had to prove his worth, basically. He changed the game of the tight end position for good. Before him, the NFL was a ground and pound sport, okay? Teams usually decide to run the ball more than pass it. I've been saying this in my past. That's why it's kind of hard to put in what's called the older running backs ahead of the newer running backs. Winslow completely changed the game, and that's facts, okay? Now, when we're talking about him versus Ozzie Newsome, Ozzie Newsome was drafted a year before him, I believe, and Winslow beat him out for the All-Pro awards basically most of the time. Winslow was the face for the tight end position in that decade. And for that reason alone, he deserves to be ranked ahead of him. Now, Winslow really didn't play that long. He played 9 seasons, I believe. 109 total games and only started in 94. He totaled 6,741 yards, 45 touchdowns. Okay? Those numbers aren't great when you compare them to today's leading tight ends, like if we're talking about Antonio Gates, Gronkowski, Tony Gonzalez, but that was pretty good, okay? Now, if he played 2 more seasons, he most likely would have eclipsed 8,000 receiving yards. So yeah, this man deserved it. He played shorter than Ozzie Newsome and did more during his playing time. So yeah, guys, with that being said, he deserves the number 5. At number 4, I am basing this off of right now, okay? So do not, just stop. I have Gronkowski. I'm telling y'all, okay, he has a chance to be number 1, but there are some things that are holding him back currently. Now, Gronkowski was selected 42nd overall by the New England Patriots, and Tom Brady has to love that selection looking back at it now, okay? Gronkowski is just an animal. He ain't no human. This man has freakish speed and strength, and he can run routes, and he can block, he can do everything. He can do everything he wants to, okay? Usually you see tight ends with either speed and no hands, or strength and can't really get open, okay? Gronkowski can literally do it all. In my opinion, he is the closest thing we have to imagining how LeBron James would act in this league. Like, Gronkowski is just another animal. Now, there are some things that are kind of hindering me from even thinking about him being number 1, and that's obviously injuries. Gronkowski can never stay healthy, and that's an issue, okay? Because I want this man to end up shattering every single tight end record. But right now, he's in what, season 7, season 6 of his career? He only has about 5 if he can stay healthy for the rest of the way. In my opinion, he only has 3. I can truly see Tom Brady retiring after him. Now, currently, Gronkowski has 2 Super Bowl rings. He's a 4-time All-Pro, 68 touchdowns, and about 6,000 receiving yards. thing about Gronk is, why can't these stellar athletes stay healthy? I hate seeing players like him, Brandon Roy, continue to get sidelined with injuries. Like, if Gronk hadn't gotten injured in his career at all after being drafted by the Patriots, I can tell you right now, he'd have 8,000 receiving yards and 80 touchdowns, okay? So yeah, guys, with that all being said, Gronkowski clearly deserves the 4th spot on this list. And I'd be ashamed to see if Gronk even retired this year and did not make the Hall of Fame, because he is a Hall of Fame caliber player. He has done nothing wrong in the league. He really deserves it. So yeah, guys, let's get on to my number 3. At number 3, I have the player gone analyst, and I'm not talking about Tony G. I'm talking about Shannon Sharpe, okay? I have respect for Tony G. Shannon Sharpe, not so much. Shannon Sharpe was selected 192nd overall in the 1990 NFL Draft by the Denver Broncos, I believe. And man, you gotta give it to the dude. He's a winner, okay? He ultimately went on to win 2 Super Bowl rings with the Denver Broncos, and then decided to go to Baltimore. And when he was in Baltimore, he also got another ring. I don't care that you can put all the you can give all the rings and all the accomplishments to Terrell Davis for him balling out. But this man went to a different team and continued to win a ring. Like, Trent Dilfer was his quarterback, man. Are you kidding me? Come on now. This man, Shannon Sharpe, clearly deserves the award, okay? He deserves the number 3 spot on this list. I don't care that he had a good career, even statistically. He racked up 10,000 receiving yards, 62 touchdowns off of 815 catches. Even though we hate the dude because of his boring takes with Skip Bayless, he always goes with the popular opinion. You gotta give it to him, man. So yeah, guys, with that being said, Shannon Sharpe deserves the number 3 spot on my list. Now let's get on to the number 2 spot, and ultimately the number 1 spot. You know, I want to hear what y'all got to say about my number 2 and number 1. At number 2, I have my favorite tight end of all time. I mean, I'm a Chargers fan, so you already know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Old Man Gates, Antonio Gates, AG85. AG85 came into the NFL not really hoping to become an NFL player. Instead, he wanted to be an NBA player. Many of us know that he was the 6th man for Kent State, and he helped them go into the Elite 8 of the March Madness tournament. We constantly be hearing the analysts on CBS talking about it, game in, game out, as if we have memory loss for some reason. But yes, Antonio Gates, right when he came into the league, you know, he brought in something unorthodox, okay? College coach, I'm pretty sure Nick Saban wanted to turn Antonio Gates into a defensive end, but he said nah. And that ended up being a smart move for him, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that if he went the defensive end route, he wouldn't have made nearly as much money as he has now. Gates currently is tied for the all-time touchdown record with 111 with the guy that's at the number 1 spot, Tony Gonzalez. The thing about Gates is, in my honest opinion, unbiased right now, if Drew Brees hadn't been left, if the Chargers didn't let Drew Brees walk, Antonio Gates would have far better statistical seasons than he currently has, okay? Gates currently has 11,000 receiving yards off of 897 catches. I blame Phillip Rivers for that, okay? Because in Phillip Rivers' first 3 seasons, Antonio Gates wasn't getting shown any love. And you can blame LT for being so great. But man, it sucked, okay? It sucked for this man, Antonio Gates. He wasn't able to ball out yet again until the 2009 season, where he only had 2 seasons left in him to actually dominate. He dominated in 2014, and was how he ended up having 10 touchdowns, a 10 touchdown season at the age of 34. But in the following season, there was something that happened that made me realize that he does not deserve to be number 1 on the all-time tight end list. And that's he took banned drugs from the NFL. Okay, he took PEDs, not steroids, not none of that, but he took a prescription drug that was banned from the NFL. And for that reason alone, I think that leaves a blemish on his resume. However, if the Hall of Fame committee tries to gas this man and leave him out like they're about to do Randy Moss and Terrell Owens, I'm sorry, but they're going to have to run my fade. I don't care. They're going to have to catch this fade real quick. So yeah, guys, with that being said, Antonio Gates honestly deserves the number 2 spot. I'm pretty sure he has 5 All-Pro awards. But hey, you know you can't beat the guy at the number 1 spot. At the number 1 spot, I have Tony Gonzalez, alright? Now, this man will always be a Kansas City Chief to me. I know that many of the younger guys recognize this dude from the Atlanta Falcons, but no. Tony Gonzalez is a true Chief at heart. I hated watching this man play against my Chargers week in, week out. And I remember whenever the Chargers and Chiefs were playing, people would always be comparing the two, Gates and Gonzalez. And in my opinion, I always feared Gonzalez more, okay? Because the Chargers had way too many what's called weapons on offense. The Chiefs really didn't have anybody. Like, their quarterback was complete garbage. I forgot who it was. But they had a bum at quarterback. Like, man, this man he constantly dominated the sport of football week in, week out. He totaled about 15,000 receiving yards in his career, more than any tight end. I don't think any tight end even comes close, okay? This man was just a behemoth. He ended up with 111 touchdowns and a record for tight ends, 1,325 catches. He was a 10-time All-Pro, 10-time All-Pro, and he is a for sure first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, like I said, he was selected 13th overall, just like Winslow. So, right off the bat, I think of a team that needs a tight end right now that has the 13th overall selection, and that is the Arizona Cardinals. If I'm the Arizona Cardinals, I'm recognizing this trend, and I am selecting I don't care if it's David Njoku or OJ Howard. Select him, he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. That's all I gotta say, okay? So yeah, guys, with that being said, that has been my list for the top 5 tight ends of all time. If you enjoyed this video at all, please hit the like button and subscribe to Sports Fan Entertainment and check out my channel. Link will be down below in the description. So yeah, guys, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And please remember to leave your list down below in the comments. Peace out.